Okay, guys, good morning to you. Today is the 20th of August, 2026. CRAZII Global Market Talk with KEL. CRAZII, anytime, anywhere. All right, guys, good morning to you. Today is the 20th of August. Okay, we are coming to the third week of the month. All right. So what do we expect to see in the near term today? I will share with you a lot more to go. Okay, let me just send out some messages and I'm done for this morning. Okay, all right, good morning to you for the rest of the people. We have Kupina, Terence, Dr. Shah. Good morning to you from Thailand, right? Good morning to you. Okay, so before we start, good morning to you, and disclaimer apply as usual. Please kindly do your risk management before engaging into the market. This is very, very important, yeah? Okay, today, this morning, we have a lot of fundamentals to go through, so let's take our time on that. Okay, so first of all, in the global market news, Donald Trump announces economic warfare on Iran threaten tremendous consequences for its backers. So again, what is happening with Donald Trump? Why is he getting upset? So we'll come to that later. And Donald Trump trotted a deal to avert new tariff on Canada. Okay. And cancer vaccine from Moderna shows some promise, and that's why the stock price went up. All right, so one thing to note is yesterday Treasury double debt buyback as percent moves to steadily bond market. So again, BCEN didn't have anything to say. They decided to move into the bond market to hold up the market. So as usual, US is killing themselves. Let me explain to you why. Okay, and okay, let's go and see what Donald Trump has to say within about this so-called consequences. Okay, so Donald Trump says that he threatens severe financial penalties on any nation that help Tehran evade sanctions. So obviously, trying to say it's China, yeah. All right, so Donald Trump, as usual, say in very heavy words, no one has given the Islamic Republic of Iran a greater opportunity to make it a deal than me. And tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Okay, all right. So again, typical Trump's way of talking. Now, S&P 500 snapped a 3-day losing streak as extraordinary treasury action provides some rate relief. So what actually happened yesterday? So the Treasury Department says that it's going to be at least double the size of the government debt repurchase. And the increased buyback aims at the 10 to 30 years bonds, and that includes 20 years. And then because of that, that's all right. The 30 years treasuries was at 19-year high of 5.33%. Declined by 10 basis points yesterday. Okay, to make it in simple English, okay, let me just explain to you in most simple English, okay? Okay, so the Treasury, okay, the Treasury Department, all right, Treasury Department, all right, basically decided that they need to buy back the debt. Okay, the debt that we're talking about is the bond market. Okay, so the bond market, okay, has been surging in price. No, sorry, the bond market has been coming. Oh dear. Okay. The bond market is the debt. Okay. The bond market has been going down in price because people like Japan, Japan, China has stopped buying the US bond. So the bond price goes down, the yield actually went up. So if this continue, the US will run out of money. And as you know now, right, the US trade deficit has already crossed $40 trillion. All right, it's crossed it. Yeah, I'll show you later. And because of that, US need money. So the Treasury Department decided that they want to help back the bond market by doing repurchases. So in short, they are buying back their own bond. Okay. So the question is where they get the money. If you're down by $40 trillion, then the only answer to this is through QE. Now, what is QE? QE is quantitative easing, in short, printing. So they print the dollar to pass it to TD, the Treasury Department, to purchase back the bond market debt to extend the, extend like blood transfusion. So by doing this, what happened to the dollar? Obviously, without a doubt, the dollar collapsed. Okay, so the dollar, I'll show you first the dollar first. This is the dollar. So yesterday, the dollar collapsed, okay? The dollar sell down, all right? The dollar sold down, and because the dollar sold down, so what happened to the market? They used the money to purchase, okay, let me just do this again. They used the dollar to buy into the bond market. So look at the bond market. The bond market yesterday, the 30-year, okay, let me. So the 30-year market jumped. All right, yesterday causes the 30-year bond market to jump from almost 81.50 to 83, jump by almost 150 basis points. All right, so that is what happened. Okay, and then what happened is that because of that, the yield, obviously the yield, is stuck. My connection is pretty bad this morning. The yield basically right, the yield actually came off from 4.75%, dropped to 4.64%. Thank you, Terence. Yeah, to this morning, not feeling very well. Okay, so that is how the US basically use their own printing machine to save themselves. But is this going to work? Now, I can tell you this is not going to work, okay? Now, because of that, they literally sacrifices the dollar, right? Because it's QE, so the dollar came down. So what happened is this: will the dollar continue to go lower? Well, if they continue to print, definitely the dollars will go down lower. And that's why Warren Buffett say the dollar is going to help. But on the flip side, if Donald Trump decided to play the game of, seesaw, he can also start to instigate the move on Iran and says that Iran, you're a naughty boy. And then after that, want to do war again. And that will push up the dollar because the dollar will be in demand during war status. All right. Now, why would the dollar go up? All right, a lot of economists tell you that it's because of safer haven, but we all know the fact is that it's not really a safer haven. It's because when the US go to war, they're expected to win. And then after that, when they go for war itself, there'll be a demand for dollar because they will purchase all the weaponry from US. So that's why whenever US go for war, you'll see people buying into the dollar because of buying the weaponry. And also at the same time, is for the sure win bet, okay, on the US dollar, okay? So this is a long-term problem because if they keep wanting to save the day, they will have to keep on printing the dollar because no one is going to lend US any more money. That's a fact, right? Japan has stopped, right? One of the biggest allies has stopped. China stopped last year, right? UK also got no much money left to save their big brother. So because of all this stuff, right, it becomes very difficult for the US to maneuver. And that's why the dollar eventuality is still going to get hit. So I'll talk about gold shortly. Yeah, I still cannot get my data coming in today. So yesterday we saw the numbers. Yesterday was about 65%, today 67%. The day instead of 35%, it's 32%. So the market really feel that the rate will likely be staying. All right. So all this talk basically just only talk. All right. The market still prefer to have no rate hike. So the question is, okay, Kel, if there's no rate hike, then what makes you think that the dollar will be going down? Well, I believe that later on itself, right, the inflation, because when they put QE, the inflation will come in. That's why yesterday you noticed that when the gold price was going up, the crude oil price didn't go down. Because it's QE, right? So both of them benefited. So now the thing is this: if let's say oil price goes up because of the problem in Iran, or Tehran, then of course that will spill over the impact to the dollar, and then they'll be forced to actually increase the interest rate. But if they increase the interest rate, the inflation will shoot up again. It's a double whammy. Now, after that, as well, they'll cut the interest rate again to save the day and to save the dollar and so forth. And then what happen? You have the whole thing going down in the crazy spiral downwards. So to me, itself, US is just kicking the can down the lane and also trying to make as much money from the AI current bullish market. But there will be that day whereby the market just realizes that, hey, this is not going to work. And it just break. So yesterday, you can see Bitcoin shooting up to 69,000 because the dollar basically come in and it spread across. And QE always benefit crypto market, right? So that is a very clear cut that there was some buying, printing in the market. Okay, so today, in terms of news, right? So let's take a look at the news. Because some people say that the news are important. To me, is that you just have to follow what is happening around the whole world. I think the US will be good enough. So for today, US market on the 20th of August, Thursday. Today we have the Philadelphia manufacturing. The Fed FOMC meeting already been mentioned. There's more towards a flattishness. And of course, the initial jobless claim is looking at a higher level, but slightly higher. All right, then of course we have the US government debt has passed $40 trillion this morning. All right, this is crazy because it had just increased by $432 billion in July. Just 1 month itself, the US spent $432 billion. Oh my God. All right. This is the highest money level in more than 5 years. And obviously, I'm not going to be surprised. The next high level will be just another few more months down the road. Okay. So this is crazy because a decade ago, it was only 19.4. Today is double, okay, in just 10 years. All right. So with that, all right, that's why you can see the Chinese liquor Multi is having issue. We talked about this yesterday. And of course, we know that hedge funds are now into predicting the market, like example, poly market and stuff like that. It's interesting. And Donald Trump decided to pause the 50% scheduled tariff on Canada. Obviously, his typical way of doing this. And then, of course, Trump bemoans the U.S. Federal Reserve should consider to do lower interest rates. All right. And of course, you have the diesel price in California has rises to $7 a gallon. Oh my God, this is really, really bad. Okay, so I mean that we were talking about $4 per gallon about a couple of years ago. Today, $7. Oh my God, this is really crazy. So with all this is all right, to me, it's just a matter of time. Oil continue to go higher, also go higher, and then after that, the market will just break. Okay, so that's my personal take on the market. Okay, so my internet is not that fantastic today, so I'm going to use back the CRAZII.com chart, yeah, to show you stuff. Okay, so let's look at the day chart today. Now, today, please take note. The day chart pivot level for gold, there's no pivot for gold today. I repeat, there's no pivot for gold today. The pivot 1 and pivot 2 gold is error. There's no pivot today. Okay, if you look at the MT4 version, you will notice don't have. And being the creator, the messenger of pivot, I'm informing you there is no pivot today. So repeat, no pivot today. Okay, today got no pivot. Now, if today got no pivot, then what should we use, right? Since there's no pivot, then we use the opening price like the no pivot day. So the opening price today is 4523. All right. So today, as long as the market stays above OP, it will still go up. But if the market stays below OP, then of course, naturally, the answer will be sell. So where would it be going, right? So that is the answer. Now with the KSI green and KCX black, the downside would be limited. I repeat, the downside will be limited. So let's take a look at the market. Let me just take a picture of this on no pivot day. Yeah, very, very, very important. Where we re-inform the programmer and they are looking at it and see what happened to the bug here. So, well, this sort of bug is very normal in the market. That once in a while we get to see such a bug. Okay, so nothing to be worried about. Okay, let's go to the 5-minute chart to see and what can we have for today. Okay, something wrong with my screen. The drawing is still there. Supposed to get out. Thank you, Nyam, for the concern. Thank you very much. Okay, let me just try this again. Okay, something wrong with my Zoom. I cannot remove away my drawing. Okay, to share what's happening. Maybe it's my computer. Just cannot remove. Gosh. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, never mind. Just continue with me. Now, this is the opening price of the day this morning. And then after that, the market come down. Now, when it's below OP and KSI rate, you sell, there's nothing wrong. But what was a concern was this, when the market did this. Okay, see, it just take a while. Okay, so everybody follow me, huh? Okay, so the market basically after that went up, right? Okay, but the KSI contained in the red zone. So that means the market is selling. So because of that, right, it's very, very clear that the market did not cross above OP. So this is a sell signal. So after that, the price came down again. And then after that, tried to go up. But because it's below OP, yeah, below OP, and there's nothing to call for a buy. So what happened? You draw a diamond line here. So the market failed to go up. When the market breaks below the diamond line, red candle, and below OP, it's a sell. So the first wave we go down was KTR -1, which exactly stopped there. Oh my God, this is crazy. Now it stopped there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. We stopped for about 20 minutes, okay? For 20 minutes, it stopped there. And then after that, when it broke below the KTR -1, that was where I know it's going to go down soon. And truth be told, it has came down. And once again, you can see the price try to reverse, but there's a diamond line here, and the KSI stays red. So below the diamond line is a sell. And again, I'm correct, it's down at 4, below KTR -2. And you can see there is nothing to hold up. So which means that there is a possibility to see KTR -3 today. There is a possibility to see that, yeah? Oh, yeah, what happened to my Zoom? Oh, gosh. Hi, everyone, can you hear me? I'm having some very incredible problem here this morning. Okay, can everyone hear me? Okay. All right. So my side having a bit of issue here, yeah? It seems that it went down earlier. Okay. Okay, can. Okay, so the goal most likely will be going down to this 4469 if there's no support in the market. Okay, so traders do take note that it is very possible to see that for today. All right, so all clear, yeah? Okay, let me get a picture of this. Uh, just hang on, there's something wrong on my screen. Oh gosh, this is crazy. My thing just go nuts this morning. Okay, hold on a minute, guys. I'm having a bit of IT issue right now on my site. Just give a minute. Okay, let's continue. Once again, my internet today is terrible. Yes, hold on, yeah. Okay, Vincent, you think that gold will go down to KTR -3? Okay, okay. I just follow my chart. Yeah, as long as the market stays below the KTR -2, I'm an advocate of KTR -3. Okay, so for me, I'm a very technical guy. I prefer to go technical so that if anything go wrong, I can fall back on technical to resolve the problem. Yeah, rather than we speculate, we just follow. Okay. Okay, that's our feedback. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, all right. So all clear. Okay, all clear itself. That will be the day chart. Okay, let's go back to the day chart to take a look. Okay, so the question that everybody asking me now is that KEL, where is the turning point of gold? Let me just show you a simple concept here. Okay, so the highest price for gold is somewhere around here. That is 5,500 area. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think that should be 5,000. Okay, 5,006 should be correct. Okay, 5,600 is the roughly estimate high. The low here itself is about 4,000, right? Okay, so very simple. 5,600 plus 4,000 divide by 2. What number do you get? Okay, so all you need to do is this. Just take your calculator, take 5,600 plus 4,000, then you get 9,600, then you get divided by 2, you get about 4,800. Okay, all right, take note of this, yeah? Okay, so 4,800 is the midpoint.
Masih ada.
Okay, what happened today?
Pokoknya.
Hey, Rebecca. Okay. Okay. All right. So the thing is this 4,800 is a midpoint between. So the midpoint 4,800, right? Where is it? Let's bring it in. 4,800 is somewhere here. Okay. So this is the midpoint for the gold price. All right, the mid price of the gold price. So which means that only when gold trades up, only when gold goes past 4,800, right? Then we can see 5,600. So 4,008 is a very, very important level. Yeah. 4,800 is a very important level to watch out for. Okay. All clear? Okay. So now this is where it gets very interesting. Now we all know that when the market comes down, how do we know it's the start of the bull market or the recovering stage? Is that after the market has come down, right? From the lowest point, you multiply by 20%. So 4,000 itself, okay, the 20%. So 10% is 400, right? Okay, so 20%, 800. So same thing, when 4,800 is actually the bull turning point. So it's the same number compared to this. So I suspect that 4,800 would be a very, very important turning point of the market. Okay, so everybody, please take note of this wonderful number. 4,800 will be the turning point of the market. If the market is to have any big turning point, it will be at 4,800. All clear? Okay, Terence, you're asking me, right? Would there be a potential another leg down? Okay, this will be the question that everybody want to ask me. Let me just give me a moment. Let me just settle something here first. Okay, now the chart doesn't show us any technicality of a potential pullback. As a matter of fact, remember these few days I told you guys when the KSI was at the rock top itself, right? Which is very rare to see this. And that was where the market goes so bullish. All right. So all these things seemingly is already predetermined by the market. Yeah. Okay. So the question you would ask is that I don't see any reason for gold to come down in the near term. I don't see any technical reason. But if you ask me fundamental reason, is there a possibility for gold to come down on the fundamental ground? There is. Okay, so it's all boils on oil. Okay, I'll come to oil. If oil price do go beyond $86, then gold price will come down a little bit. Okay, so this one, I will now go to oil to explain this to you. All right, and you'll see my point. Okay, so let's take a look here. Now, this is the oil price, oil market. Okay, so oil is definitely having some buying power of pushing higher. And if Donald Trump wants the oil to basically settle their depleted reserve, then they had to put in the oil price. So if oil price do go higher all the way, we can see oil going up as high as 91. And after 91 is 97. Now, of course, if oil price shoot up to 97 and beyond, that will give gold price a lot of pressure. And if a gold price get a lot of pressure, gold price will come down. So that is the view. But after that, it's all right. If the US Treasury still to keep on putting more QE into the market, then naturally that will actually bring gold price up. So I suspect that what happened is this. The gold, if the oil price go up, the gold price will temporarily come down to maybe 4,300 at best. And then that is where it stopped. And then after that, gold will be going up again. And that is where gold is most likely going for the 5,000 mark after the 4,008. So you got it? So this is my personal view on what is generally happening. I still believe that gold will hit 7,000 by next year. I still believe in that, yeah? So traders, if you are looking to do a long-term investment on gold, any pullback will be a significant good consideration for buying back on gold. All clear? If all clear, please press number two in the comment box. Okay. Okay, all right. So that is the oil and gold market. Now let's look at Bitcoin. So what happened to Bitcoin yesterday? I want you to take note, yeah? Bitcoin yesterday has shot up. You can see Bitcoin after yesterday, it was at 65,000 pedaling for a while. And then after that, it went all the way up to 69,000. Very strong buy up on the Bitcoin yesterday, yeah? Because all QE money. And of course, Bitcoin is one of the market that's been flattened down for a while. That's why Bitcoin is moving. Okay, so what happened on Bitcoin? You can see very clearly, we have the 4 diamond call for buying just a couple of days ago. And then we have it over here. The KSI maintains strength. So that's why Bitcoin goes up. So Bitcoin now is heading towards this KCB, which is very possible at 71,400 plus. So is it possible for Bitcoin to go there? It is. And Bitcoin have been struggling at the downside for quite a while. So this upside is going to clear this area if we continue. Now, I also told you guys I'm very bullish on Bitcoin if the market breaks 65,000. So yesterday it broke 65,000. It has to shoot up. Now, Bitcoin is one of the market that have a very heavy reliant on the lowering dollar. So again, same thing. If you want to chase Bitcoin now, it's not saying not to chase, but I think that it's like go let it pull back down a little bit. Then you can go for next buy. I think this should be a better idea. The Bitcoin and gold and crude oil will be doing the same thing. Pull back, push up, pull back, push up, pull back, push up. So it will be always staggering upwards because the trend is fixed. It's going to go up because the dollar is going to go down. All right. So this is this here itself. So for traders who are going to buy Bitcoin, let it pull back first, then you go for Bitcoin. And of course, I say again, in my opinion, Bitcoin do have the Okay, 1 minute again. Okay, Bitcoin do have the capacity to trade higher in the near term. Yeah. All right. Today my internet's really giving me a headache. Okay. All right. All clear. If all clear, press number 3 right now. Okay. All right. So that is the market. So how about the US market? What do I have? Now, yesterday, Dow Jones, as you can see on the 5-minute chart yesterday, it shot up first. Then it pulls back and give back all the gains. And then it try again a new high and pull back down to give back all the gains. So this type of movement, even though despite the US Treasury is trying to save today, this is not a very healthy sign to push up and pull down 2 times in a row. So with that, I am going to give my personal view. I still believe the US market, the Dow Jones, is going to come down. And you can see that the KSI has turned back to red. So this is not a good sign. And most important, okay. And most important is that the 4 diamond is there. And put the 4 diamonds in. This is actually the technical level, which you can see the market is holding the 4 diamond line very strongly together with the MA30. So MA30 is also holding the fort. So now MA30 has become a very important technical level for the US Dow Jones. And when you have a technical level, MA holding it itself, right? Okay, so over here. So whenever the market touch the MA30, okay, whenever the market touch MA30, okay, the market is going to make a decisive move. And yesterday we saw the move, right? So let me just give to you the 5-minute chart. You see better, yeah? Can you see here? So yesterday, right, this is the MA30. That was yesterday's market. And you can see the market touches MA30. That was yesterday. That on the way down. And then once it touches it, it couldn't go down, right? Then it just shoot up all the way instead. So that's why MA30 is a very, very powerful line. Yeah. So if Dow Jones come down and touch MA30, by right, we should see a rebound like this, yeah, what you saw earlier. But because you must understand that if the market on the way down, if the boys are selling instead, then the market can sell down the other way around. So you're going to put this away. And I'm going to make it a bit smaller for all of us to understand this better. It's like this or like this. Okay. So that's why traders must watch out for this. Yeah. It's either going to see 53,900 or 53,000 itself. Okay. So that is how it looks like. Okay. All right. So I think I've covered everything on what you need to know about the market. So guys, so for today, please do take note that the gold market itself is the OP for today. So traders need to follow the OP. And if the market says buy, you buy. If it says sell, you sell. So you can see right now, there is a double diamond forming in. So this is either going to push it back to above to KTR plus -1, or if the market pull back down, this is going for KTR -3. So just now, when you guys were confident that the market is going to go down, you can see the market rebounded quite strongly here. Yeah, so always give the market the benefit. All right, don't predict the market. Let the market tell you what to do. Okay, guys, that will be all for today. Thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you guys. I pray. Okay, all right. See you guys. Bye bye.